Chapter 8. Innovation and Technology. Just as free creative flow finds expression in artistic practice, it offers a radically different approach to innovation and our engagement with technology. Conventional innovation typically starts from a defined problem, accumulates knowledge, analyzes data, and iterates towards a solution, a process heavily reliant on the structured thinking that artificial intelligence now excels at. Innovation born from FCF, however, emerges from the same source as authentic art. It begins with not knowing. This true FCF innovation, as we might call it, is less a methodology to be applied and more akin to a practice of art within the domain of creation and problem solving. It doesn't start with the known limitations or a predefined goal. Instead, it begins with an open observation of reality, a willingness to meet the present situation or question without preconceptions. As explored in the FCF recordings, the process often involves observation, inquiry, and research, but this happens by itself, guided by the unfolding flow of insight rather than a rigid plan or theory. Technical aspects, tools, or data organization become secondary supports, natural resources utilized by the flow, rather than the driving force dictating its direction. The flow itself becomes the guide. This stands in stark contrast to standard technical innovation, which primarily focuses on adding to the known. It optimizes existing systems, combines existing knowledge in novel ways, or provides incremental improvements within established paradigms. While valuable, this form of innovation rarely breaks fundamentally new ground because it operates within the confines of existing knowledge structures or the very domain AI thrives in. True FCF innovation, by starting from openness and allowing emergence from not knowing, holds the potential for more harmonious, high-potential breakthroughs precisely because it isn't limited by those existing structures. It allows for paradigm shifts. A concrete example shared in the source recordings relates to the origin of several interconnected frameworks aimed at fostering well-being and transforming value exchange. These emerged not from setting out to fix the economy or design a new system, but from an FCF state, specifically, from observing the felt contrast between the rat race mentality prevalent in conventional striving and the possibility of a quality of life centered in the now. From meeting that core observation from a place of not knowing, specific structures began to flow and take shape organically, including concepts such as justribute, the principles embedded within the 5QLN framework for human-AI partnership, the HARP protocol for holistic well-being assessment, and QLN currency proposing a shift towards a true value economy. The 5QLN framework will be explored in detail later in this book, while other related innovations like HARP and QLN currency point towards further applications stemming from these core principles. The key point here is their origin story. The agreement to meet the question from not knowing was the true core, demonstrating how fundamentally different kinds of innovation can arise from this FCF state. This perspective radically reframes our relationship with technology, particularly AI. Instead of viewing technology solely as a tool to be directed for greater efficiency within the known, or as a competitor in knowledge-based tasks, FCF principles open the possibility for technology as a partner in a different sense. Can technology, particularly AI designed with principles like those embodied in the 5QLN framework, help us maintain our connection to not knowing? Can it act as a reflective partner, helping us sense resonance and allow emergence, rather than simply executing commands or replacing human thought? This vision shifts the focus from merely using technology to achieve predetermined ends, towards exploring how technology might support our access to deeper, uniquely human sources of creativity and insight. It suggests that even as AI masters the domain of knowledge, true innovation, the kind that reshapes our understanding and enhances our quality of life in fundamental ways, will continue to spring from the human capacity to meet the unknown with openness, from the wellspring of free creative flow.